Hello and welcome to this week's Football Talk podcast with me, Dave. I'm your host for this week and it's a pleasure to have you with us. It's your chance to sit back, get yourself comfortable as we bring you up to date on the week's football, the news and everything that's happened. So we're going to talk the news, we're going to talk everything around lots of different football matches that have happened over the last week. I get my brain challenged in a quiz and we review the weekend's Premier League football as well. Then finally, I will send Josh an unsolicited wiki pick for him to stare at blankly in the Wikifiles. If that sounds like something you're going to enjoy, drop us a like, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and Spotify so that you don't miss out. We're here every Sunday morning, even on those pesky international breaks. Now, over to my co-host all the way in warm UK. I've guessed at the weather. I'm going to say it's warm in the UK. How you doing, Josh?
I'm good. 5 Shroot bucks to anyone who can pinpoint the moment Dave went off script in that intro.
What's the value of a Shroot buck? A Shroot buck?
About 1,000 Stanley nickels.
Yeah, 1,000 Stanley nickels, isn't it? Yeah. So, yes. You know I love going a little bit off script in the intro.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes you start a sentence, you don't know where it's going to go. You just keep talking.
Just keep talking.
Well, that's two office references within the first few minutes. Love it. No, not so warm in the UK. Quite rainy. Just a fun fact for you, I've been trying to fix my lawn over the last week. Weeded it, soiled it, seeded it, put some feed on it. And it's been a great week for lawn. Sunny in parts and rainy in parts. So, my lawn's loving life.
Excellent. Gardening with Josh. Let's not mess around. I think there's a fair bit to discuss. So, straight into the news, Josh. What you got? What's your first port of call?
Let's have a look at league titles across Europe. So we had, after we talked last week, we have PSG throwing the title away, pretty much. Lille all but set to win it. PSG have just had a real toys out the pram moments over the last. Well, we saw it in the Man City games, and I think in their last league game, I think Neymar's had probably more red cards and goals. The side has. Which I think Poch really needs to sort out. But I'm not sure if Spurs had some of that sass around him at times under Poch, whether that's something he's trying to harness, but it's not been great for PSG. And it's not great for Pochettino, really. Knocked out the Champions League and not winning the title. Obviously, the season is not all his own work. But I thought there was enough scope for him to win the league.
Is there a risk
you can take the Pochettino out of Spurs, but you can't take the Spurs out of Pochettino.
Is there a risk that Poch could be fired for not winning the league? And
no, I don't think so.
No.
I think winning the league is just, I think maybe you kind of get to the point where you go, it's going to happen. It hasn't, but I think the fact that it wasn't all his own season, he got appointed mid-season, that he can kind of go, hey, next year we're getting it bang on.
Would he be on, if he did get sacked, would he be on your list of replacements to come in? To come back?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think there'd be I would like him at some point in the future, but maybe a bit more distance between. He's still got players there who were trained under him previously. I think maybe a kind of new breed of Spurs, in say 3-4 years' time, when maybe only Harry Kane's left and going for Shearer's record or something. So Lille set to win the Ligue 1 title. Germany obviously wrapped up the Bundesliga, and Lewandowski matching Muller's record with a singular goal yesterday. So how do you feel about matching a record? I feel like I really wanted to break the record.
I think he deep down probably does want to break it. I think he was, there was a lot of respect from him to Gerd Muller, wasn't there, with the t-shirt he wore, like forever Gerd. And it's weird to see, I don't know if you've seen the celebrations after he scored the goal.
No, I haven't. No.
So he revealed the t-shirt that said forever Gerd is about Muller. And then ran over to the sideline, and all of his teammates and coaching staff gave him a guard of honour, clapping as he ran through it, celebrating. Okay. It was a bit bizarre. During the game against an opposition who are still there and waiting to kick off. So, fair play to him.
I mean, it'll always be known as Gerd Muller's record. It's been known as Gerd Muller's record for how many years? It's not going to be the Muller and Lewandowski record, is it? So, no. I think he'll be feeling a little bit. Probably that injury he got on his national duty is probably going to be playing on his mind. It would do me.
He's got another game though, isn't he? It's not. Or is that the end of their season?
I thought it was all done. I thought it was all done. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inter obviously wrapped up Serie A, and it's kind of can Juve get Champions League football?
That's yeah, they're hanging on to that by a thread, aren't they? So
yeah, well, and we'll get onto that once I mention the second piece is La Liga. La Liga penultimate game day today, so we've got Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Barcelona all even Sevilla in with a chance, but that's a goal difference one. But rumour has it Zidane is going to be leaving Real Madrid
again.
Yeah, and then I tie it back to Juve. Obviously, he spent a bit of time at Juve.
Oh, that could be
interesting.
See that? No, I didn't. I knew that there was rumours he was leaving. I didn't know he was sort of linked.
No, I've made that rumour up.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen that rumour. I could see that happening. I could see that happening. That would be Zidane and Ronaldo back together. Zidane at a club that he used to play for. I think there's Juve fans would love it. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be very interesting to see that. Yeah, Zidane back at Juve. And hunting for the Champions League, which is what they tried to
prove. He's the best around there. Yeah. If you look at medals for a manager, yeah.
So, and he tried to. Obviously, that's why Juventus first signed Ronaldo, wasn't it? To try and basically win them the Champions League. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting. Very interesting.
We have Portugal. So,
quick question, because you caused a certain betting company a little bit of a stir when you tried to ask for odds on Scott Parker to be the next full-time manager of Newcastle, and they weren't having it.
They would not have it.
Have you gone back to him and said Zinedine Zidane to be the next Juventus full-time manager?
No, well, I will do actually, and see if I can then follow that up with another.
I was going to say, if they blow up, just use the same GIF again. If they just ignore you, yeah, brilliant. Okay.
Portugal, so Sporting Club de Portugal, was it? Because Bruno Fernandes picked up someone in the media the other week, didn't he? From Sporting Lisbon. I'm not even sure if I've said it right, but they won their first title in 19 years last week.
Impressive. Yeah. A bit of a soft spot for Sporting Lisbon because, and it's grown. Obviously, Ronaldo.
Is that because two of your best ever players have come from them?
That's one reason.
Or three, because Nani.
Yeah, true. Champ manager, going back to champ manager, Fabio Payam, used to be able to buy him from Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
But no, I've played on the Singapore Academy pitch in Singapore. Sporting Lisbon Academy pitch, sorry.
I was really struggling to link that back to Sporting. Okay, so he played in the pitch.
Sorry,
okay,
the Sporting. I've played at the Sporting Lisbon Academy for Singapore on their pitch. It's very nice over here. So. Now,
this has gone off in a football manager tangent. There was a player, Miguel Veloso. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he was a Sporting player, and he was such an all-round beast of a player. And he could play in different positions, kind of left-footed, kind of centre mid, but he could play on left side, even left back.
Yeah.
He was a football manager beast actually back in the day.
He was. He definitely was.
And final league I want to mention is Turkey. I mentioned it last week, but Galatasaray beat Besiktas in the penultimate game. Besiktas have now won the league by 1 goal on goal difference.
Does
that bring back any harrowing memories?
Shut up, you. Shut up. But yes, it's incredible, isn't it? It's absolutely incredible to win a league.
Goal difference. You just then, like we mentioned, Lewandowski harking back to what could have been. So I wonder if manager will think back to if only that penalty miss, or that game against with between them. I mean, Besiktas a few weeks back won 7-0.
Yeah.
In a game. You look back to that and think, Christ. That's why you keep your foot on the gas and keep going for goal difference. Yeah, you look back at that game and think match fixing. Yeah. So. Yeah, but it's all and obviously in our league, in our area of focus, Man City have obviously won the title. It's been quite a lot of times in recent years that it's been not won by the team on the day, which is a bit of a shame. Do you get what I mean? So United lost, was it? Or drew, I can't remember your result, which flipped it over. Oh, what? Your Tuesday result, wasn't it?
Leicester beat us 2-1. Yeah. So, thanks for that.
Yeah, then you lost a few days later as well, didn't you?
Yeah, to Liverpool, playing our strongest team. Yeah, 4-2. Cheers.
When I saw that Leicester lineup, I did think, you mentioned match fixing, I did think, that's cheeky. Thinking, get Leicester playing well, and you would take the Leicester result because that harms Liverpool. Yeah. But then you go, right, we'll beat Liverpool and harm Liverpool twice.
I think that was the plan. I think that was the plan, but didn't quite work like that. So I find it. I'm a bit disappointed about this season, in the sense that everything looked like it was going to be so exciting, Like relegation, West Brom started suddenly winning a few games. Fulham picked up a few points.
Fulham were always there, and it was like Fulham last day of the season, Newcastle, this could be it.
Yeah, and then, okay, Man City were always going to run away with it, but like the 6th, or maybe even like 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd was always really close, and it could be anybody, and now it's sort of West Ham are dropping off a little bit, and Arsenal have sort of capitulated. Spurs are hanging around just, and Leicester and Liverpool, Chelsea are fighting it out, and there's only that one battle, and I feel like it's a bit disappointing for how good it could have been.
It's obviously hard to manufacture. If you're in the business of creating drama, you obviously want that to go down to the final day, because that's something. I mean, there was a time, was it Man City v QPR, wasn't it?
Yes. Can you
drama? Honestly, that is the big that is peak, isn't it? Peak drama, final day, last minute goals and stealing titles. But you very rarely get that, do you? We had a few relegation battles last day, but it's always a bit annoying when it gets decided before the final day. But exactly. As you mentioned, Fulham got relegated. If we go to I've got no other leagues I've kind of looked at in terms of types of relegations.
No, but there's been some movement in competitions, hasn't there? Champions League was rumoured to be going to Villa Park, then Wembley, and it's settled in Portugal. So
yes, and it seems that the reason for that is because of UEFA were kind of like against all the Super League because it's not for the fans. Turns out that the reason it didn't end up being here, which is best for the fans, is because the UK government wouldn't give 2,000 UEFA employees guests COVID visas. So we went to a nation that would let them bring their pals. So, Super League is not for the fans, but UEFA is, hey?
Do you know what I don't understand, right? Why didn't UEFA, if it's just to get these 2,000 employees and stuff and guests and things into the stadium and have the fans there, why not host it in Switzerland where UEFA's based, and probably most of those people, especially from UEFA, will probably be based and probably travel to, and UEFA probably have a link to the Swiss government. You don't need a huge stadium to hold it, do you? Because it's not going to be full. So I don't understand why it's then gone to Portugal. I know they did it last time, didn't they, to settle it? But yeah, it's just I find it very annoying. It is a bit pathetic that you can have, they stand up so much against the ESL because it's harmful to the fans.
So we're going to take their money.
Yeah, and it's just very irritating. It's very irritating. So, in terms of other European football, we've got a comment in the comments that says the women's Champions League final is today, Chelsea v Barcelona. So,
it is,
live on BT Sport being held in Sweden. That one.
Okay. So, I've heard a lot. I don't watch any women's football actually. But I've heard a lot of good things about this Chelsea side, and also the Chelsea manager. I think is seemingly the next best thing, it seems. So enjoy that if you're watching it, guys.
Excellent. And then I wanted to bring up very quickly. We've had a discussion previously around about like pundits, and who are our favourites, who we don't like, and who we'd never want to see on a TV ever again. I wanted to bring it up to be like journalists. Now, journalists can be very much Marmite, I feel. You get people that love TalkSport. You get people that absolutely hate TalkSport. You get people that love the BBC. You get people that hate the BBC. You never really get someone that's in the middle of any sort of journalist. They have an opinion, and that's their opinion. I've been relatively recently listening to a couple of podcasts, and a guy called Carl Anka has been on there. And to me, I feel like he's snuck onto the scene. I know that you're subscribed to The Athletic. We quickly chatted about that beforehand. Any thoughts on Carl Anka, or on what pundits do you like, journalists do you like?
Yeah, I hadn't been overly impressed with what I'd heard from Carl Anka. I think I probably caught him really at the early stage of his. I remember listening to him on a Football Weekly podcast, and some stuff he said, it didn't really resonate with me. But I think he's focusing on United this season. Yeah, I think maybe he just needed that focus on one team, one subject matter, and then you develop that knowledge. It's funny from a football fan point of view, like seeing journalists focus on a club, and it might not be the club they support, and they got to really buy into it all, that's interesting. But for me, I've always loved Ian McIntosh. I remember him from he was very good on Twitter back when I was a bit more into the kind of a Twitterverse. He was quite funny. He has a Football Manager focus as well. He helped us get tickets to European
Powerhouse.
football. Yeah, football. We went up a competition to watch Bala Town in Wales. Me, Dave, friend of the pod, Pope Song, Owen East, went to watch that. Probably best part of 10 years ago now.
God, yeah. No.
I like Michael Cox. Obviously, came on the scene as zonal marking. I think he talks a lot of sense. I value his opinion, albeit he can sometimes be a bit contrary. But often I don't. It's kind of like I hadn't really thought about it from that aspect. But yeah, I agree with it. And then one which I'm not sure many people will know because he's not a big name, but. And people may not know this, when Dave and I's first foray into the world of football, called it journalism, we started off a blog, didn't we, Dave? With Owen called The Maisie Drivel, as we were dribbling on. And I remember a name at the time because again we were promoting our pieces on the internet. A name at the time we also started around there was Ewan Roberts, and he was covering Spurs. And again, he talked a lot of sense. It's always nice when you. And it's not necessarily the best thing because you're not going to get different opinions. But it's always nice when you find someone who has the same opinions as you.
Yeah, which is why I think journalists cause so much marmite. Why you either love them or you hate them, because generally you are drawn to the ones that have your opinions or you feel like can at least critique their argument better. And that's what I feel like. Yeah, like this. Carl Anker. I felt like when I was listening to him on the podcast I was listening to he was making points about United that I either agreed with or I didn't agree with them, but he was presenting them in a way that wasn't just shouty, loudy. He had done his research and gone through it. And if I was sitting in a room with him or having a conversation like this, he could sway me to agree probably to his point sort of thing. Yeah. Which I thought was a nice idea. And he obviously he was on a podcast to talk Man United, and that's why I was listening to it. But obviously he was invited on because he's just written a new book with Marcus Rashford around about how Marcus Rashford got to where he has and who his influences and what it meant to his family, and then what he's done for the child poverty stuff and all of that sort of thing. It's just very interesting because the book comes out the day after the Europa League final. So it could either be absolutely brilliant if Rashford scores a hat-trick and wins the game, or it could be terrible. Let's say Rashford scores an own goal and gets sent off, a la Jonathan Woodgate. It could go one way or another. But no, I quite liked it. I think there's some names that are always sort of rolled out. The chief writer for the BBC, Phil McNulty. I can't remember if there's an N in there. McNulty, yeah. He very much seems to draw different opinions from people, and I liked him when I was younger. I thought he was very matter of fact, and now I just find him a bit sort of snobbish. I don't really get on with him anymore. I've sort of grown out of that, and I think that's where he's still writing like he did when I was younger, 15 years ago, or whatever, when I was really getting into the football scene and stuff at university. But I think now he's been overtaken by a new style of journalism, like your tifos, your athletics,
absolutely. It's become more visual. It's become, and even data's taken a lot more forefront in writing, isn't it? Utilising data analytics and things like that. So I do enjoy. I mean, my exposure is the Athletic is what I read, or that's probably my biggest and or following journalists who write for the Athletic. So that's where I get my kind of news from.
Nice, yeah. I just wanted to have a little chat around it. So we've got a comment in there. Jack Pittbrook is a TW''T. I don't know who that is. That name doesn't ring a bell for me.
He covers Spurs stuff, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So fair enough. Okay. Any more news, Josh? Anything else you wanted to?
No more news. I'm going to challenge you in a quiz, Dave.
Let's go then. Let's go to that quiz.
Ooh, la. It's quizzing time.
It is.
We have a quiz here. So Dave can see, and for those you can see, you'll see 12 questions. This is around FA Cup winning captains. So there's a list of years. So this goes back 15 years, but one of the answers has won 4. One of these captains has won 4 FA Cup titles in that time. So he's just one answer rather than repetition. So these are all unique answers, 12 unique answers. Dave can see the year they've won the FA Cup and the club they've won it with. So, for example, question 1 is in 2006, Liverpool Cup winning captain is
Steven Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard, correct, Dave.
I was worried there that it might have been a little trick and it could have been Jamie Carragher.
I did. You know, I did toy with putting the position down, but I thought, you know what? No,
No, okay.
he always gets it too easy. So, right. Question number 2.
Yes.
Winner in 07, 09, 2010, 2012 for Chelsea is
John Terry.
John Terry. Correct.
Is that 4 correct answers there? Because it's 4 different years.
Yeah, you get 4 points for that. Yeah. You know, it's 0.25 for each correct one.
Okay.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 3. 2008 Portsmouth captain was
I'm gonna go with Sylvan Distan.
Sylvan Distan. Incorrect.
Oh, who was Kelv will kill me. Kelv will absolutely kill me because I watched this with him. I think 2008 Portsmouth captain. Oh, come on. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Okay, we'll come back to that one. Question number 4. 2011 Manchester City captain.
That's got to be Vincent Kompany.
It's not Vincent Kompany.
Oh.
We'll go through one each and we'll leave you. So we'll come back to that. You can keep them
Okay.
in the background. So we have question number 5. 2013 Wigan Athletic win by beating
Man City.
beating Man City.
They beat Man City.
Yeah. Who was their captain? Who lifted that trophy?
Oh, I don't know, but the gingerhead Ben scored the goal.
Ben Watson scored the goal.
Yeah.
Header, flick, bingo, 1-0.
Come
Roberto
on,
Martinez.
It was Roberto Martinez.
Who's been linked with the Spurs job?
I'm going to go with Dzeu at the back, being the club captain.
Arjan Dzeu.
Yeah.
That's probably about 10 years too late. But,
Oh, damn it.
Well,
Come back to that one.
oh, okay. All right. 2014 Arsenal.
Oh, my word. 2014 Arsenal, they beat Hull, I think. Is that the year they beat Hull?
Yes, it is a bit Hull.
Oh my word! Who was playing for them?
I was on holiday in Mauritius at the time.
I was on a golf course in Bristol. You win. Arsenal captain. Then I'm gonna go with. Is it? I should have asked this question at the beginning. Is it club captain or is it the captain on the day?
Captain on the pitch. I haven't checked, but I think it's captain on the pitch. I think he's all play.
Okay. It can't be him. It can't be Jack Wilshere. I'm going with Jack Wilshere, but it can't be.
Jack Wilshere, road guess? No. That's 4 blanks for Dave.
No, can we? I'll have my second guess at that one now.
All right.
Laurent Koscielny.
No.
Oh, damn it.
Now, it does get difficult because it's obviously 4 Arsenal.
Yeah.
And 3 of the 4 Arsenal. You can kind of do a potluck here, but I'm not going to give you that.
Cheers,
no.
mate. Thanks.
But you may want to reuse that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. 2015 Arsenal.
2015 Arsenal.
Laurent Koscielny.
No. You may want to reuse that.
Okay.
So 2016 Manchester United FA Cup winning captain was. Now this is for anyone who's uninitiated. Dave's team, Manchester United, always does well with Manchester United questions. Where were you on the 2016 FA Cup, Dave?
I was watching this just before going to my friend's 30th birthday. Would that be around then? He's the same age as us, so that would be around, wouldn't it? Yeah. That would be exactly 30. So, and we were late to the party because we were watching Man United beat Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final when Pardew
this is the Pardew dance.
He did his famous dance. Jesse Lingard scored for us first, and our captain on the day was Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney, correct.
God, bloody hell.
Right, we then move on to 2017 Arsenal. What are you going for here, Dave?
Laurent Koscielny.
Laurent Koscielny, correct.
Oh, man.
2018 Chelsea. John Terry's obviously retired at this stage. Well, not retired or Aston Villa, I don't know. But Chelsea still lift the FA Cup. Who was the captain?
Cesar Azpilicueta.
That was my first guess, but it was a wrong guess.
Oh, damn it.
Incorrect. Okay. Now we're going to more recent times. We have 2019 Manchester City.
Now, I want to say on the day it was David Silva.
No, that is incorrect.
Well, when you say no, I want to check that.
I'm going to check it for
Because
you,
I thought they made him captain because it was his last season. Or was that last season?
That was last season. His last season.
Oh, it's not then. Yeah, it's not. I'm getting mixed up. Oh, damn it. Man City. I don't care about Man City. That's the problem.
You care about doing one in the quiz?
Yeah, I do. That's the other problem. I do care about doing well in the quiz. Man City, 2019. Okay, we'll come back to that. 2020 Arsenal.
This person was captain on the day.
Okay.
And then, so last year, we have Arsenal winning in the final. And who was their captain?
Aubameyang.
Oh, he gets one.
No?
Correct.
Oh, it's correct. Okay, good.
Yeah. So you currently got 5 correct there, Dave, giving you 42%. So you only need a few half marks in this. So whip through it. So Dave's currently got Liverpool in 06 right, the 4-time Chelsea captain John Terry right. He's got Wayne Rooney for Manchester United in 2016 right. He's got Koscielny correct for 2017 Arsenal and Aubameyang 2020 Arsenal. So you're missing. Let's go through it, Dave.
Yeah.
You've had time to think. 2008 Portsmouth captain was...
Herman Hreiderson.
No, it was Sol Campbell.
Oh, God. Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh.
2011 Manchester City captain was...
I don't know if it's not Vincent Kompany. Zabaleta.
Incorrect. It was Carlos Tevez.
Oh, do you know what? I was going to say Tevez, and I was like, I'm not... Oh, no. What
5 questions left. You need 2 correct answers. Wigan, 2013. It wasn't Arjan Dezeu. It wasn't Ben Watson. Who was it?
The only name I can think of is Hugo Rodallega, and it definitely wasn't him, so I'm not saying that. I'm going to say... When was this? 2013. Oh, my God. It'll be a centre-back, and I can't think for the life of me.
Yes, it will be a defender. You're correct.
Can't think for the life of me who their defenders were then. Because they obviously weren't very good. They got relegated. Pass.
Emerson Boyce.
Oh, Emerson Boyce. The blooming...
Bermudan?
Barbadian? Barbadian.
I'm going to go Bermudan.
I'm going Barbadian from Barbados. He's got the flag. The flag is blue, yellow, blue.
Barbadian. He is Barbadian. You're correct, Dave. You know that about him. You didn't know he was captain of the FA Cup final, were you?
No.
Right. We have Arsenal. It is not Lauren Koscielny. 2014.
Actually, 2014. I said it was Jack Wilshere.
Jack Wilshere. Right. Yes. And well, it's obviously not Lauren Koscielny either.
No.
You rinse that one dry.
So I'm going to go... Oh, my God. I don't know. I honestly can't think of anyone... Because Arsenal don't have leaders, do they? That's the problem. They don't have... they don't have leaders. So I'm going to go out there and say Aaron Ramsey.
Aaron Ramsey. Incorrect. Thomas Vermaelen.
Oh, crap bags.
Okay, we have 2015 Arsenal.
So I know
it's not Aaron Ramsey. It's not Thomas Vermaelen. It's not Lauren Koscielny. It's not Jack Wilshere. Who is it? This is probably the easiest of the lot because there's a current link.
Mikel Arteta.
I'm too good to you, Dave.
There you are. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you. Right. I thought he was long retired by then. Jeez.
I think it was a very bleak season for him. I think he was in the other side, but I think he, with his little Lego hair. We have 2018 Chelsea. It's not Cesar Azpilicueta. It's not John Terry, who's since left.
Yeah.
Who was it?
It was in 2018 for Chelsea. N'Golo Kante.
That is maybe the worst guess you've had so far, Dave.
I was torn between Kante and Giroud.
Did you think about Gary Cahill?
Oh, for God. Do you know what? I've completely wiped from my memory that he was even playing there. Oh, my God.
Right. And then this one. You need this to get your 50% pass mark, Dave.
2020.
Question 11. 2019. Manchester City captain. Not David Silva, who Dave thought was the captain on the day because it was his last season when it wasn't his last season. Who was it?
Zabaleta. Who was Man City captain in 2019?
Sometimes the obvious answers are the best answers.
Was it Vincent Kompany?
Vincent Kompany.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh dear. We have a 5.5 marks out of 12, 46%. Absolute F for fail.
Absolute failure. Absolutely horrendous. That was
At least
tough.
you got Manchester United one, right?
Yeah, that was tough. I'm not.
But it would have been too easy if I'd given you positions.
It would have been. Yeah, it would have been. I agree.
Is there another clue I could have given you to make it a bit more digestible?
I think that was. I think you've given me a lot of. Not a lot of easier ones, but you've given me easier ones.
Yeah, sometimes a 50% pass mark's not really been a barrier, is it? It's been easily achievable. So yeah, I think that's I think that's a good level of difficulty because you were just scraping for that pass, which I like to see.
Yeah.
But you may not like that because it
I
exposes.
I didn't mind that.
You, and you've been told about exposing yourself.
I didn't mind that. It made me really think, and then I overthought stuff. Hence.
Yeah, I think you got to a point where you weren't even thinking about the obvious answers. Like Vincent Kompany's not even there. You're going for Zabaleta again because you've mentioned it once.
Yeah.
Stop mentioning Zabaleta and Koscielny, will you?
I know. All right then, let's move on then. Let's go and review some games, Josh, that have happened this weekend. So
so we'll start with
you let us
Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah.
It was Newcastle City. You give it a derby name, and you've given it
Shay Given.
Oh, Shay Given. Good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Good goalkeeper.
Good goalkeeper. Yeah. Then got displaced by Joe Hart at Man City, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. They probably could have done with some good goalkeepers in this game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Scott Carson getting an appearance, and therefore goalkeepers only need one appearance, therefore getting himself a medal, which will be nice for him, won't it?
Yeah. Is it not weird they didn't just start him rather than use up a substitution to bring him on?
They did start him.
No, did they? I thought they brought him on as a sub.
Yeah, they started him.
Oh, okay. I've misread that then. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's for him. First Premier League appearances in like 10 years. Did you see the stats that between his two Premier League appearances, Cristiano Ronaldo scored something like 325 goals?
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, no, fair play to him. It would have been because he's on loan from Derby, isn't he? Can you imagine if Derby got relegated and he won a Champions League? He won a Champions League. He could win a Champions League.
Could do.
He won a Premier League medal whilst his current team got relegated from the league below than what he's playing in.
Yeah, that's a unique
pub quiz.
situation.
Pub quiz question that in the future. But
and strangely, he wasn't actually the weakest link in the defence. He actually made a penalty save. Nathan Ake was actually did not take his chance and. Pretty much at fault for all three goals. I put Ake there. He was not always directly. He could have done off the second goal. I think he just didn't step up for offside correctly, but definitely obviously with the penalty and the first
the other penalty. So there was two penalties, wasn't there? He gave away a penalty, and then Kyle Walker gave away another penalty. Which was saved. By
I wish Nathan Ake didn't go to City. I really wish he was at Spurs. Spurs are crying out for a left-sided centre back, and him with. Say, Joachim Manson, who's been linked to this.
Who you're a little bit obsessed with, yeah.
Yeah, but he's been linked outside of me now, which is quite nice. It's not just the Zidane to Juve link; it's actually been a true proper link.
Okay.
But yeah, I think, I mean, he's going to go up. So next season, Eric Garcia is obviously going to be at Barcelona, so he'll still be fourth choice. Centre back, but not even fourth choice really because. It's not like second choice left-sided centre back because Ruben Dias plays left-sided centre back with Stones. Then it'll be Laporte and then it'll be Ake.
That's something we forgot to mention in the news very quickly. Laporte now Spanish.
Laporte. Yeah,
now Spanish. So well done to him for that change in nationality.
I mean, I can definitely see why you'd do that if you're not getting him aside at all. And Mr. Sissoko, albeit a different positions, Mr. Sissoko's getting in ahead of you. You'd be like, what? What's going on?
Kurt Zuma's getting in ahead of him in his position. So
I would say that if there's probably the most blessed position in any national side is centre back for France. It's insane.
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous amount of centre backs who France haven't even got caps yet. Like, is it Koundé for Sevilla? Hasn't
Yeah,
got a cap.
Koundé hasn't got a cap.
Canate probably hasn't got a cap. I don't think. I'm not even sure Upamecano's got many caps. And it's like
He's capped, but he's not got many. Laporte. I mean, the fact that a guy that who's just he's got to a Champions League final and has just won the Premier League, hasn't been capped for France at centre back is ridiculous. But yeah, that is crazy.
Well,
crazy.
this match, sorry, I would say Newcastle fans might have enjoyed this match because all but the last kind of 10 minutes, it was fast-paced, counter-attacking, not just sitting back the entire game. I mean, what else do you expect from the manager of the month, Steve Bruce?
Yeah, I know, absolutely incredible that he won manager of the month. But it was a good game, and it sort of feels like Steve Bruce has sort of gone, well, we're safe. Just go and play. Like, yeah, let's try not to get overwhelmed, and we will play counter-attacking, but let's go and throw some numbers forward. Joe Willock, how much money is he adding onto his market value for Newcastle to pay after this transfer?
Do you reckon it's going to be that way around, or do you reckon Arsenal find a use for him?
Arsenal could... Well, the rumours are that Arsenal are going to have a big clear-out, which then opens the door for Joe Willock a little bit more. So, I just don't... I don't see him as an Arsenal player, and I don't mean that in the sense that he can't pass. I mean that he seems to fit in a Newcastle... Black and white stripes seems to suit him. Playing in that sort of team seems to suit him, and Newcastle will probably be that sort of team for a good number of years, and he can come on from the bench for Newcastle. I just don't see him having that sort of impact at Arsenal that he's had at Newcastle.
So I just can't see it translating into starting. I know he did well when he started in this match, but a lot of times he's come off. He's a central midfielder, kind of attacking midfielder by trade, but he's come off and been a lot more kind of attacking and got goals. I don't know. I can't see Mike actually paying what we need to pay. I think I'll probably try and get the old loan again.
No, but I tell you what I could see about Joe Willock is West Ham not being able to afford Jesse Lingard's contract. Therefore, that falls through, and West Ham go and sign Joe Willock.
Yeah, could be. Where would Jesse Lingard end up then?
Just back at Man United. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes Jesse Lingard. I think he probably sent him on loan to say, go and prove us that you can still do it and get it done. I think Jesse Lingard will be, if he doesn't sign for West Ham permanently, he'll just be back at Man United.
Okay.
So, yeah. But it was a good game. No, very good game.
It was a good game. Ferran Torres, he's shown it's been a season of adjustment. Started well, went missing in the middle, got less game time, and now obviously bagged a hat-trick. Is he the Aguero replacement? He's got an eye for goal, or do you think that there's definitely a big... Is Haaland still incoming?
I think Man City would be foolish not to sign Haaland. Like, with his minimum fee release clause expiring after the summer, I think they would just be foolish not to do him. And I don't see Ferran Torres as a direct Aguero replacement. I can't see it. I can't see him.
But I mean, they've won the title without Aguero this season.
Yeah, that's true.
If I being accountant, if I was in charge of a club, and I'd be like, so you need a striker, do you? But you've managed to win a title, get to a Champions League final without Aguero. Why do you think you need this person? You've proven you don't need him.
Because you need to evolve, and you always need to move forward. Otherwise, you're just standing still, and that means you're going backwards in the world of football.
Do you know what I like to do with talking about transfers and going through? I like to check. I use Sky Bet to check the odds on the transfers.
Yeah.
It's obviously by no means a foolproof way, because odds aren't necessarily the likelihood. It's more, it can be down to the money put on it, and the bookies don't want to leave themselves short. But I like to have a look at what current odds are. I do it with Spurs manager hunt as well, see who's currently odds on favourite.
Yeah.
Still Simone Inzaghi somehow. But Haaland currently 6-4 Man City. Next favourite is Real Madrid, then Chelsea, and Man United. Man United at 8-1.
Nice. Okay. I'll take 8-1 odds on that.
Yeah, Jesse Lingard 6-4 to go to West Ham.
Yeah.
5-1 Leicester City.
Oh, that could be interesting. That could be very interesting. Him at Leicester City. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. St Maximin looked good again. Laid on a couple of chances to Joel Linton. Even to be fair, Joel Linton looked useful in this game. He had a good couple of touches, good runs at goal, and caused a few issues. Won the penalty from Nathan Ake. Still, I don't know why Nathan Ake dived in and that penalty. Even if it was a shot, you'd expect your keeper to save it from there with a striker stretching to hit the ball.
Is he questioning Carson behind him?
Probably, yeah. I mean, most centre-backs probably would in the Premier League, questioning Scott Carson behind them. But, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, well, talking of one goalkeeper, we'll move on to the Patrick Bamford derby, Burnley v Leeds. And apart from his name, that's about all he's got going for him. Bailey Peacock Farrell. I didn't know he was playing, but I watched the highlights of this match and I saw a left-footed goal kick, or a goalie kick out of his left foot. I was like, oh, Nick Pope doesn't typically kick with his left foot. And I was like, oh, God, he's not really done too well on the... Because it then led to a Leeds chance on the counter. And then... Oh, and it's... Do you know what? So Bailey Peacock-Farrell, I remember we picked up on him a while back. He conceded 5 goals against Man City.
Yes.
Did not believe that was this season.
Oh, yeah.
That was earlier this season.
Yeah.
He's played 4 appearances this season, conceded 14 goals.
That is ridiculous, isn't it? It is ridiculous.
He actually was bought from Leeds, actually.
He was.
And in doing a bit of digging about him, I found, and I tweeted yesterday, actually, there was a clip someone had compiled about his time at York City.
Right.
And I think it's just on my personal Twitter at Cool J. And it showed him at York City and how he was performing there, because they were like, oh, I rumour he's going to be coming into our first team. And it's like, he wasn't exactly pulling up trees there. I mean, it's honestly, it's quite embarrassing. He's a young kid, he'll be 18 at the time, and I don't like to overly criticise, but it doesn't. You do question what Burnley have seen in this goalkeeper to give him chances. My
issue is that Burnley have had a track record, or Sean Dyche, I should say, because I don't know if it's Burnley's philosophy as a club, but Sean Dyche has a track record of hoarding goalkeepers.
He does like an array of goalkeepers.
Was it Tom Heaton, Nick Pope, Joe Hart, Peacock Farrell, and Andreas Lindegaard all in the first team squad as goalkeeping choices? That's 5 goalkeepers. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So, yeah, I don't get it. But he must.
How do you like a club to line up? First choice, old hand, youth prospect, and the 3 goalkeepers.
No, I think I'd like a first choice, a second choice keeper that is pushing them quite close, that plays in similar to sort of what Man United done, but Man United have paid far too much money and wages to their goalkeepers, and then an old hand probably as third choice with a youth prospect. If the youth prospect is good enough, you don't need an old hand. Yeah, that's how I would see it. I think you need one or the other. You want them to
be a homegrown talent, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. But because I think
in Manchester United terms, De Gea was Romero, and then was kind of I want to say Lee Paul. What was his name?
Lee Grant. It was Lee Grant.
Lee Grant. Yeah. But then Henderson comes in, and then you've got the
Yeah. I feel like you do need to have a second choice goalkeeper who is good enough to be your first choice, because if they get a big injury, that's the position. You will be like, oh God, we're dealing with this, are we? Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why Peacock Farrell was playing yesterday. If it was just, we're safe.
End of season, give him a little run out, see if he's good enough.
Get a medal.
He's not. The old Bielsa burnout has never really materialised this season, did it?
No, and I said it would. I said Leeds would struggle in the second half of the season because of burnout, but no, it seems that he's either up their fitness levels a little bit more, or it's. I know the notes you're probably going to touch on in a minute. I'll let you go through them, but yeah, it's just not materialised. And the players, he's had a whole other season with those players. They didn't make many changes, so they're all used to the style of play and what he asks. But no, and I'll let you take it from here because you made some good points.
Yeah, so it's. I think the Championship, 2 years in the Championship, obviously one failed promotion, one promotion, has really helped because Championship has more games, more congested fixture schedule, and would have had, due to finances, a smaller squad. And so they've had 2 seasons of being able to get their fitness levels and know what's expected of Bielsa, and have honed that, and for the intensity that a Premier League season does create. And I think Leeds are probably the fittest side in the Premier League right now, and it's a real shame because I think it's so easy to create. I think it really, in my head, it seems easy because it's not about talent. Players get to this stage and they should all be capable of a level of fitness. It's just whether they want to push themselves, and I suppose therefore it's a mental factor. But Well, I remember Spurs for years were the fittest side. With Pochettino, we were the fittest side, and obviously Bielsa, Pochettino have the same kind of line of thought. But it's so it fills you with hope as a fan when you've got a fit side, because you're like, hey, well, we're a goal behind. Doesn't matter. We're going to come good here. Or fixed schedule pile up. Doesn't matter. We're going to at least outrun these guys, and therefore we can press. And if you know you can press and step up a gear beyond them, it doesn't matter if you're most talented technically, because you're going to beat them on that, and that's half the battle.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, very true. I'd probably agree with you to say Leeds are probably the fittest team in the Premier League at the moment, and it's a bit ominous for next year. They could go the next level up. The new players they bought this year will settle in and become.
Yeah, they've obviously had a disjointed defence this season. Centre back's been filled by Luke Ayling's played at centre back at times, and they've only really just got all their new signings playing. Whether they can keep him, I mean, as a Spurs fan, I'd love to see Rafinha come to Spurs. Our right wing we can't really afford to have Bale in the side. I personally wouldn't keep Bale for next year. He just doesn't do enough football. But so having someone one-on-one like Rafinha's had a great season. So whether people take a look at them and go, all right, I'm going to go for that. And Calvin Phillips, Bamford signed an extension to his contract, will be there, but. I fear it'll be fix one thing and another problem rears its head. Yeah. You fix the defence, you become more solid. Then where do the goals come from? Bamford doesn't have his 14, 15 goals, and does Rafinha, Rodrigo? Rodrigo was good yesterday, but I think it's as much as Burnley were bad. Goals.
Yeah, I feel like that was just touching on the game. I think some really nice goals. Calvin Phillips. That crossfield pass to ping out.
Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know who he actually found with the pass, and then they put it into Rodrigo, and it scored. Lovely goal, absolutely lovely goal.
He's got lovely long range pass.
Just coming through, goalkeeping news. Jack Butland is starting for Crystal Palace today, as continuing the rotation
Jack
of goalkeepers.
There's a name. Yeah. With Crystal Palace still to confirm, Frank Lampard seems to be the forerunner for the Crystal Palace job.
Interesting. That'll be interesting. And some comments coming in for Leeds. Leeds' fitness is done latently by Bielsa. The selflessness attitude is underpinned in murder ball sessions. So Bielsa is a great liberator of football. He makes average championship players relevant. Yeah, very true. Luke Ayling, Phillips, Cooper, Bamford, they're all pretty aimless until Bielsa joined Leeds. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, then that's what clubs are. That's what you say the Daniel Levy love for Pochettino, because you do put players above where they are, and you can sell. Therefore, clubs, being a business, may be able to sell them on for a profit and keep that churn going. And that's exactly. I'm not saying that's the right way to do things, because it might just be nice, and it is nice to achieve things with your current players. But you see all the Spurs players that are getting England caps and things like that. It's because of that kind of mentality, that kind of fitness that pushed them to the next level. And if they haven't got that, then that's one of their assets has been taken away from them.
So, question then: would you take Bielsa at Spurs? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't think
he wouldn't come to Spurs though.
No, but I don't think Ross would. I think I had that chat with Ross. Obviously, friend of the pod, Ross, Spurs fan. I think he said he wouldn't take Bielsa. That's what I said. But anyway,
goodness.
Southampton, Fulham. Moving on to that one. Another goals galore.
The Fabrice Fernandes derby. I loved a bit of Fabrice Fernandes. Do you remember him? Little tiny left-footed player. Just nice. Good
name to bring up. Yeah. 3-1. Is it the first real game of the season that no one really cared about?
Because dead rubbery. There's probably been a few. I think Palace, whatever games Palace have been competing in.
True. Yeah. True.
Yeah. It happened.
I've got two things that I'd like to just quickly chat around in this game. Nathan Tella. Really, he looked good. He looked very good. In fact, three things. Nathan Tella looked very good, the youngster from Southampton.
Nutella. Yeah.
Nutella.
Hopefully his middle name begins with U. Do you know what? Really, about a story for me this week. I was getting the jar of Nutella out of the cupboard this week, lifted it by its lid, fell off, landed on my tile floor, smashed a jar of Nutella. Is there a worse thing you can do? Smashing a jar of Nutella, man.
Oh, my word, Josh, I feel for you, man. That's horrendous. Yeah. That's horrendous. He looked good. Nathan Tella looked good. The youngster for Fulham, Carvalho?
Fabio Carvalho, yeah.
Fabio Carvalho scored a great goal. Again, looked
one of my favourite finishes.
Yeah, smashed over the goalkeeper near post.
Yeah, that's probably my favourite finish of the weekend. I don't like the flicks. Ferran Torres' first goal.
Yeah. We'll chat about my favourite goal of the weekend because it's coming up in the FA Cup final, and that was a 1-0 win, so you know what goal it is. And Theo Walcott is the third point I wanted to talk about. His first goal at home for Southampton in 15 years.
What's taking him so long?
That's mind-boggling, isn't it? Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
15 years. Obviously, played at Southampton, was sold to Arsenal.
Obviously, hasn't been there until this season.
Hasn't been there for most of it. But yeah, I just like that little stat. So very interesting. But yeah, overall, bit of a nothing game. Didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Fulham didn't show very much. And Scott Parker, it's all a bit hot air in it.
I'm struggling. He's still in the running for the Spurs manager, and the more I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, was it that good what he's done? He didn't really achieve. He got promoted. They probably had a very good side though. There's churn. He has the lone army churn, but I'm just struggling to think how good it's actually been. There's a lot of draws, but those draws could easily be defeats, could be wins. I need to see more of him. I think personally, I'd like him to move to a different club and manage something else and see what he can do. I don't think he's going to prove anything getting him promoted again and struggling to keep him up again. I think I'd like him to give, if there's a chance available to him, if he can take a Premier League job, maybe in black and white, that'd be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Last game in the Premier League weekend, then Brighton, West Ham.
The Bobby Zamora derby. And West Ham's Champions League dream has just kind of faded away with a whimper, isn't it, really?
Lack of squad depth for West Ham. Just when they need it, like to rotate, be able to rotate a little bit and bring fresh legs in and cover for injuries. They don't really have it. And the
injuries have been the part of it the last few weeks. I feel like it was something a little bit tactically yesterday. It just seemed a bit, I don't know whether, the season catch up, but there's a lack of energy, a lack of, getting in behind, lack of press. It just seemed a bit, I don't know, a little bit absent, and I think, I mean, let's face it, who tipped West Ham to be at this state, anywhere near this? It was kind of relegation battle. It was kind of a Newcastle type season, I think we all saw. So it's been a fantastic achievement. But Sebastian Haller went to Ajax. I'm not saying he would have made a difference, but you didn't really replace him.
No, that's the thing.
That variety you could have maybe would have done something different. But
Danny Welbeck definitely earned himself a new contract for Brighton. He's definitely going to be signing that.
Danny Welbeck, just what are your thoughts on Graham Potter? Say Graham Potter was to go to Spurs as a manager. Do you think? Do you think that's going to be a success story? Do you think that's going to be? Is he Scott Parker-esque, or is he? I don't know. There's not even an English manager I can choose which compares him to.
Yeah, I think it would be. It depends. I don't think he would be classed as a success, but I think he would keep you in and around challenging third, fourth, fifth, sixth, that
you
sort
reckon?
of. Yeah, I think he would. I think the problem you've got with a Graham Potter-esque manager is the fans don't like it. The fans.
Yeah, it's definitely the fans and media side of things. I think media maybe not. He's English and he seems quite affable. But I think the media pile will be, this is his first big job. How's it going to go? Is he going to crumble under pressure? Whereas you get someone who's a name. You've gone the other way. You have Mourinho, who is a media favourite because they're going to get good stuff out of him. They know they can break him.
Yeah.
They know they can turn the screw and he gets all a bit feisty about writing stories. But yeah, the unsexy Graham Potter won't have a majority of fans backing. I think a lot of people would appreciate it, but I don't think it's going to be many people's first choice. But honestly, I'm not sure there's a general consensus for who Spurs fans want.
Exactly, yeah. So, good goal from Ben Rama as well. But we've got a question in chat: has he been a failure? I think for the
Ben
price.
Rama?
Yeah, I think for the price they've paid, yes. But that's not his fault.
Yes, and there was all talk around this. Dean Garner went to West Brom and they signed Ben Rama. Yeah, he's not been overly utilised though, because West Ham found a system that worked. Lingard, and Bowen, and Fornals and Antonio. He didn't have that position. But again, it's his first season of the top flight after being at Brentford. It's not been, he's not pulled up trees, but again, I think he's shown flashes of brilliance. But personally, I think he was a little bit overhyped. Brentford, he has that ability to run hot and cold, and if you can keep that hot tap running, then you can have a great player. But it's really hard to do that with mercurial talents like him.
I think he'll be good next year, like for West Ham. I think he'll be similar.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, do they keep Lingard, and therefore do they have to change it around a little bit? And it'll be a change again for clubs. Yeah,
exactly. And then on to what was arguably the biggest fixture of the weekend, the whole weekend, the FA Cup final. I'm still a big advocate in the fact that no games should be played on FA Cup final day. I
don't think it should be a 5:15 kickoff. I think it should be
3:00.
I just think it should be more, because everybody discounts the League Cup as nothingness. People talk about the FA Cup being, it's lost its charm and stuff. Well, mate, it used to be like the FA Cup. There was going to be football on, like from Football Focus straight all the way through to the FA Cup, and it was full, all on it, and it was really exciting. I think they should bring it back to 3:00 and move games around it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too.
But what a game had.
Yeah,
absolute banger of a goal, as you mentioned. Your goal of the weekend, I'm presuming.
Yeah,
it was a side-footed effort, wasn't it? It was a bit of a cut across it. It was a lovely strike.
Absolutely. I don't think any goalkeeper would have saved that. I think it was absolutely phenomenal.
But on the other end, we had world-class saves from a keeper who, I think, for me, I'd always kept him in Peter Schmeichel's shadow, but he's just. I probably haven't stood back and admired that he's been an excellent goalkeeper, an excellent servant, and he's now at the point of. I think he might. Is he older than Scott Carson? I think he might be.
No, he can't be older than Scott Carson. No chance. Kasper Schmeichel was born in 1986, so same age as us.
Okay. I think it's close, if not 1985, sorry.
It's only a year then. Yes, it's only a year.
Yeah, 3rd of September 85, and Kasper Schmeichel is...
I don't know, I've closed it now, 1986. Oh. So, yeah. So 34.
3 months.
He's currently 34, so he's younger than us, Josh. So yeah, there you go.
But yeah, he made some fantastic saves. Some real reaching saves. Ben Chilwell's header, and I think it was a Mason Mount's shot. Yeah. We had fans back in the stadium, which adds to when you get the VAR drama. When Chilwell going kind of like, not caring that he's celebrating against his old employer, goes for it. There's absolutely fantastic celebration in the corner, gets ruled out of the VAR. You then have the fans going, biggest cheer. And to be fair, I barely heard Chelsea fans all game, really. It was very much a Leicester.
I think, there was a couple of times you heard Chelsea, 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 Chelsea.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent FA Cup time. And at the end, you have the Leicester owner. And how many owners do you think in the Premier League you'd see walk on the pitch, get given the cup, hug the players, hug the manager, properly hug them as well, not like just kind of awkward hugs.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It
was really. I haven't looked on with anything else other than jealousy at Leicester winning the FA Cup. I've been completely jealous.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Good club, good owners, good manager.
My wife, whenever there's a big match on, she'll go, "Oh, who are we supporting?" And I was like, "To be honest, I don't know." On one hand, Leicester are. The underdogs, they're beating the ESL super guys and super guys. Who calls them that? And on the other hand, Chelsea crushed Leicester because if Leicester can do it, Spurs should have done it, and I feel jealousy from that. And I'm jealous about it. Honestly, I look at it and think that they've got a good side, they've got good players, they've got. Good manager, the new training ground. It's
incredibly well run team, like ridiculously well run team from top to bottom, and the players they've been able to keep, like, even things like Jamie Vardy, Mark Albrighton, they're older players that they're still keeping fit. Okay, Vardy's picked up a couple of injuries.
Where's Morgan coming on as a late substitute who was looking pretty hefty?
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. But on the flip side, Chelsea, could be slipping out of top 4. They've lost the FA Cup final, Champions League final. If they lose that, it's...
I know, there was such good feel-good factor around Tuchel's achievements, and he has done very well, but it could all end in absolutely nothing, because obviously FA Cup final lost against Arsenal during the week, and therefore top 4 is not in their own hands now. I think if Liverpool win their games, because Chelsea play Leicester... Chelsea play Leicester this week, actually, a rematch of this. And then Champions League can go either way, really, can't it? So it reminded me of a friend of a pod, Michael Ballack's here. Or should I say Michael Ballsack?
Michael Ballsack.
where he was, German Chelsea player, and was a year of a serial runner-up. I can't remember. Was it for Bayer Leverkusen in Germany? He was a serial runner-up, second in the league, lost the Champions League, lost the World Cup, and it's
think,
kind of like, oh my goodness.
Like,
So are they going to end up with nothing?
Yeah, no, they'll get top four. I think Liverpool. I think Liverpool will stumble at some point, and Chelsea will get top four.
I'd see more chance of him losing top four but getting Champions League. I think.
Oh, I just think Man City.
You lose FA Cup, you lose top four. That top four means that they need the Champions League final to get to Champions League, don't they?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So, very interesting. Quick question then: how many more seasons of Jamie Vardy is there? Makes it sound like a TV show.
yeah, he's going to get cancelled. I would think that they're going to buy his replacement this summer.
Yeah.
And phase him out next season.
Yeah, I would agree.
But then realise that they've bought a player for 40 million who hasn't yet replaced Vardy and go, oh God, Vardy, can you play another season? And then he finally comes good. Yeah, it's taken Iheanacho a couple of years, isn't it?
Yeah, as I was going to say, you've got to give credit to Iheanacho at the moment. He is banging the goals in.
Yeah, right they'll still buy a Tammy Abraham though.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. So, very good. Well. So very quickly then on to today's fixtures. We've got Crystal Palace, Aston Villa kicking off, or just kicked off. But who do you think winner?
I don't think there'll be a winner.
Oh, okay. You're going score draw, no score draw?
No score draw. I think no score draw. 0-0.
0-0. Okay. Spurs, Wolves.
Draw, score draw.
The shirt's on, so he's. I can't tell if that means you're confident.
Results out the window.
Yeah. West Brom, Liverpool. The start of the big Sam reign, wasn't it? He beat Liverpool, I think, wasn't it?
He did, yeah. I don't see. I think Liverpool are just going to, I think Kane's going to be upset because Kane's not scored under Ryan Mason yet. Salah is now level with Kane. I think Salah's going to just pull away at the end of the season, scoring a couple of goals here and a couple of goals there.
Yeah, okay. So you're going Liverpool win, obviously.
Liverpool win, yeah.
And then Everton, Sheffield United?
It's got to be Everton. It's got to be. I mean, Everton's got a horrible home record this year so far, but come on, Dr. Sheffield United come to cure that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then there's loads of midweek fixtures because obviously it's all congested together.
Round,
so, okay, excellent stuff. Right, we'll move on. Because I got a wiki file for you. Hey, so I've sent Josh a wiki file and he can say what he sees right now, out loud.
Ooh. And I don't know at the moment. So we see 1993 to 1996, lovely 3 years at River Plate. 62 appearances, 24 goals.
See, you say a lovely 3 years. That's not a lot of appearances in 3 years.
No, but you never know. It might just be a tail end of the season, start of the season, and Palmer snafu'd him up and got 116 appearances out of him and 62 goals. Well done, Palmer. Lovely old school Palmer that is. Then he's doing the rounds. He goes to Lazio. 2 years at Lazio, 54 appearances, 39 goals. We then have Inter Milan for basically half a season, really. 18 appearances, 7 goals before he makes his move to Chelsea. 49 appearances, 20 goals. So we've pretty much got an Argentinian striker. Chelsea doesn't really work out because he spends 1 season there, it seems, maybe 2, and loaned to AC Milan for 28 appearances, 10 goals. Also, then loaned to Inter Milan because he's really loyal.
I was going to say, I'd love to know
18 goals.
How many players have had loan spells at both Milan clubs?
Yeah. He then makes for a third, permanent Inter Milan 0203, loan at Inter Milan 0608, permanent at Milan again 0809, 14 appearances, 2 goals. Goals are drying up. 0910 Genoa. Loves playing in Italy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
16 appearances, 5 goals, and final 2 years of his career, 2010, 2012, Parma, 46 appearances, 10 goals, 453 appearances, 197 goals. Most of it spent in Italy across kind of 4 or 5 different clubs. A few seasons at River Plate, and then a Kana rule and ride-out rule tick box for the Premier League. 49 appearances, 20 goals at Chelsea. I can only think of it being Hernan Crespo.
It is Hernan Crespo. Yeah, it is Hernan Crespo. Well done, Joshua. Yes, I was just very surprised.
He was playing in the Istanbul game against Liverpool on loan from Chelsea.
Yes, yeah.
Because it was Kaka's lovely through ball, and Crespo's finish, wasn't it? To
Yeah,
take
it was. Yeah.
them
So
2-0 up, it was.
interesting facts for you about him now. Currently a manager.
Is he?
Managing Sao Paulo in Brazil. So
Oh,
no longer in
who
Italy. He's managed Parma Primavera, whoever they are, Medina, and then he moved back to Argentina for Banfield, Defensa Justica, and now he's manager of Sao Paulo. Appointed
that's
this
a reasonably
year.
big job, but Sao Paulo are a decent side.
Yeah. If I was asking you to guess his height compared to Christian Daly,
He's taller than Christian Daly, I'd say.
is he?
Is he the same size?
He's the same size as Christian Daly, 1.83 meters. Yeah, 1.83 meters.
Yeah. I remember him. I think I've got a feeling his first goal for Chelsea was against Wigan. I've got a memory of him coming on against Wigan and scoring a really nice goal, a really top corner goal against Wigan.
He scored his first goals, a double in a 5-0 away victory against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So you're wrong.
Oh.
Let's just have a quick look to see if there's anything else in personal life. Crespo married equestrian Alicia Andrea Rossi, with whom he has 3 children. She is half Italian and half Romanian. There you go. And that is that's his thing. So Ross got it straight away. He used to love Hernan Crespo. His Chelsea record is better than you think. I don't know why they. What it must have been a. Well, it must have been. Well, it's not bad, is it? It's not bad.
It's not great for what was thought of as a kind of a world-class talent. What 20?
20 and 49 is 1 in 2.5 or something, roughly.
Yeah, it's not great.
I don't know. I think you're holding it to too high a pedestal. You've come back at me with that fact loads of times to say you can't compare it to the goal scoring exploits.
I know. It's not awful, but.
Yeah.
No, overall, only his Parma days is halcyon days, aren't they?
Yeah, true. River was pretty good.
Parma and Lazio, and it was after that.
Loved him though. I was a big fan. I was a big fan of Crespo. Big fan of him.
Yeah, good hair.
So yeah, good. Any other business, Josh?
No other business from me.
All right. Well, we shall leave it there, and that brings an end to this week's podcast. So thank you so much for listening. If you've been with us live on YouTube, thank you for all your questions and comments. It's been good to have some of them back in there again. If you want to get hold of us before next week's show, you can find us on Twitter at Football Talk. But remember,
there's no A in football.
There's no A in football. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. But for now, we're out. Cheers.